Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Today I'm making this video for the tattoo artists that want to learn Photoshop, okay? Photoshop will help you upgrade your skill. You'll become more creative. You'll know how to blend colors without having to waste paper and time. Let's just say if a client comes in, he wants you to draw a tattoo on a page, and you draw it and take an hour or two, whatever, to draw on a piece of paper, and then he comes by and says, I don't like it. You just wasted an hour or two. So if you know Photoshop, you can save that time by just readjusting the layers, right? Layers are very important. All right, so I have one video that shows how to download Photoshop via uTorrent. You can view that. But in this video, we'll be checking out how to use Photoshop, all right? So thank you guys for watching, and let's zoom our scope onto Photoshop. All right, so let me tell you guys this right here. If you don't have Photoshop, what you can do is go to photop.com right here. You see this? Photop.com is Photoshop on your browser. But the only problem with this is you cannot use shortcuts. You have to use your mouse exactly. There's probably a way to use shortcuts, but I'm not sure. I think you have to set all your shortcuts yourself. And that becomes hard because I've been using Photoshop for so long. So I know all the shortcuts of Photoshop. I don't want to change that. So let's close this and open up Photoshop. Brand new Photoshop right here, and create new. All right, create new, and make sure you select letter 8 by 5 by 11, because that is standard size of printers. So if you go to somebody's shop, or if you have a printer, you just print it on the letter by 8 by 5 by 11. If you have legal paper, and then you can go 8 by 5 by 13, but you have those special papers. Nobody really stores those papers. Letter is better. So select this. Okay, once this is open, what you want is this ruler to show 1 inch exactly. Okay, and you want these grids to show 1 inch exactly. Right, so this is basically 8 by 5, and this is exactly right here. You can see 11. Okay, so first thing you do is open preferences, go to edit, and you scroll all the way down. It's going to say preferences and general. You can just press Control K if you know the shortcuts. First time using Photoshop, you're not going to be familiar with the shortcuts, so what you want to do is just use the mouse. All right, so this is basics. General, auto update, open file based documents. Okay, interface, I use the color black, right? User interface font is small. I could make it larger if I can't see things properly. I use it small. Okay, workspace, leave that. Tools, leave that as is. You can select this, zoom with scroll wheel if you're using a mouse. I'm using the touchpad on the laptop. History, make sure the history log is selected as both, and you save this on documents. Okay, just in case there's an error, it's going to tell you what you've been doing. It's going to save everything. File handling, always save in uppercase. That's all right. You don't have to have that, but it's good. Export as PNG, quick export PNG. All right, transparency is on. Performance, you can select how much RAM you want to use, but this is very important. History states you want to be able to go back 500 times. You can make it 1000, but 500 is sufficient. Catch level 8, and make this as big as possible. Scratch disk, use a C drive or whatever. If you have more drives, partitions, you can save there. Cursors, full size brush tip, okay, and standard, that's cool. And transparency, that's okay. Units and rulers is important. Okay, make sure you select this as ruler as 1 inch and type as point, and make sure this is 1 inches and gutter is 1 inches. Okay, this is important. Guides, this is also important. The grid right here, make sure you select this as 1 inches and 2 subdivisions. That way you know what half inches and 1 inches. This is going to show 1 inch and then half inch. You can make this 4, but quarter inches don't really come in handy. Plugins, you can add any plugins that you want in Photoshop if you're an expert. Plugins are, let's say, if you have cameras and drivers and If you have special cameras, you can have plugins. Type, don't need it. 3D, if you are a 3D artist, then this is useful. But if you don't know Photoshop, then 3D is too advanced. You don't really want to get that right now. Okay, save. Okay, next you want to save this right here. This is all important. History. You want to know how many? 500 times. Remember that? You went back 500 times. You want, this is going to show right here. And properties of the file, whatever file this is, probably the size and how you want to proceed by flipping it or not, right? You can just quick rotate here. You want color. If you don't have this over here, you don't know where this is, you go to window and make sure all these are selected, okay? What you want is brushes, characters, clone source, color, history, layers, paragraph styles maybe if you want. Path is important, okay? Properties is okay if you want. And that's about it. Layers, yeah, you also want layers, very important, okay? So, and once you have all this selected, look at all this. There's I think about 10 panes here, 10 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9, okay? And what you want to do is save it now. Save your workspace. Whatever you have on the screen as is, you want to save. Workspace, new workspace, and save. Alright, so now if you're not seeing this ruler and this, what you can do is go to view and extras, okay? And view rulers. The shortcut is Control R and Control H. So if you have Control H, you see the grid, and if you have Control R, you see the ruler, okay? You can use the keyboard. Once you become used to this, you'll know where everything is. If you know how to type properly, then you know where every button is, then you'll be faster, okay? So let's just say I want a tattoo that's 6 inches by 6 inches. Oh wait, forget it. Let's try a tattoo. Let's just say somebody wants their name tattooed on their arm, okay? So let's just say it's 3 inches by 6 inches, okay? 6 inches by 3 inches. So select the ruler, click on the ruler, and drag how big you want it, okay? There you go. And now I can't really see. I want the grid to disappear, but not these guidelines. These blue lines right here are guidelines, and this is the grid on this paper. So let's just say I want the grid to disappear, but not the guidelines. So what you can do is go to Show, right, and select the grid. It has a shortcut, Control, comma, and the grid disappears, but not the guidelines, right? And if you can't see the guidelines, make sure you select it right here. The grid, the guides, canvas guides if you want, smart guides. These are smart guides right here, this, okay? So now I'm going to select my name and the style, the font, okay? So first we're going to show the client what kind of tattoo they want. You go to dafont.com, okay? Let's go, dafont.com, okay? You're going to show the client, okay, select your font style. So DA font should open. You go, this is good. Gothic, medieval, all these are good. All these, Gothic. And in script, the best is calligraphy, okay? So first we're going to go to medieval. We're going to type in the name that they want. Preview. And make sure you show 200 per page. And submit. Now it's going to show me all the ones, just select what you like, okay? Show the customer and he's going to select it, okay? So before opening Photoshop, download it, save it right here in downloads and fonts right here. We saved it and I already have it, so yes to all. It's going to replace, and right here, it's saved right here in here. Open this, and install. Once this is installed, then you can open Photoshop. And it should show in Photoshop. So let's select. I'm going to show you both ways. One is like this. I'm going to type RANA. Okay, and then the other one I'm going to type is this right here. This I'm going to type down. Okay, and like the R-A-N-A. And after you've typed, you can select this, saying OK. Okay, let's go. Done. And now I want to move these around. To move these letters around, first we're going to open the layers. I've made two layers. Both are named, same thing. So select the move tool. This is important. This move tool is to select which layer you want to move. So this, let's move this layer right here. You move this layer over here. Okay, and now we're going to transform it. Edit, free transform, somewhere over here, free transform. Okay, and you make it as big as you want. I'm gonna make it this big by this. Oh no, this is good right here. Okay, now we're going to change the font. We have this layer selected. I'm going to go to character and I'm going to change the font. Now you have to remember the font's name. It was called Old London. Old London. Where is it? It's LMNOP. Old English right here. Was it this? Did I say no? Old English right here. Okay. Now this is. Now I'm going to transform, make it smaller. Select the layer, and you can select this right here. So it just always shows this. Okay. Okay. Now I can make. I want to make it. I don't want to show this anymore. Now I want to make this a little bolder. So you select the character tab right here, character, and you can do a lot with this. Okay. You can make it bolder, right? And you can space out every letter. 5. Make it more. 100. And let's try 200. Right? That's too much. 200 is way too much. -5 is a little more. -25. -75. This is good. This is good. I like -75. Now let's just say one letter is a little too far compared to the other letter. So what we're going to do is select the text tool, and we're going to select. I think this N is too far from the A, so I'm going to select this right here, and this is where this comes in handy. The spacing between each letter. So the metrics here. Let's try -10. You can select just about exactly what you want. Okay, let's try 70. And the bold, we don't need, select OK. And now we don't want it bold. All right, there you go. It's a little closer now. The N is closer to the A, the left A. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to drop a shadow, or we're going to contour it. Now let's just say the client says, I want the R to be a little bigger. Okay, so what we're going to do is space out a little, 50, right? So what we're going to do is make the R bigger. Select this, and now we can move this up in text size right here. 165, 163, so let's make it 200. Okay, enter. The R is bigger now. Good. This is what the customer wanted. Okay. All right, now we are going to select this layer, move tool, and which layer is which, we don't know. We select the I, make this disappear. Okay, so this layer right here, we're going to right click it. We could double click it or right click it and go to blending options. Once we're in blending options, or 1 second, once we're in blending options, what we're going to do is select bevel and contour, emboss. This looks amazing. And select this and select this properly. Make sure you select it properly. What we're going to do here is inner bevel. The inner bevel we're going to make chisel hard. Okay, and we're going to move the depth maximum, right? the size is maximum, and just soft. No, not yet. I'm going to show you what happened here. Okay, first we're going to zoom. Select the zoom tool, and we're going to make the R as big as possible. Okay, and because this is taking up so much space, what you can do is press the F button, F, and press F again, and the ruler, hide the ruler, Control R, hide the ruler. Okay, now we're going to select, go to the mouse here, and now we're going to try again. You see that it looks amazing. What we're going to make it look metallic, like, all right. So we're gonna color overlay, select the color, and we're not white. We're going to make it gray, so it looks like steel. Okay. Okay, that looks cool. Now we're going to give it a stroke and outline on the outside. So we call that stroke. So select this, and make sure the color is black, right? And make sure it is more than that. Okay. Oh, it's on the inside. Sorry, that was on the inside. We're going to select it again. Open the blending option, stroke, and make sure it's on the outside, right? And the blending mode is normal. Okay. Now that it's normal, right, you can see it. You see the stroke? You can make it as thick as you want, or as you show the customer that this is possible. I think 5 is good. Okay. All right, there you go. When I'm tattooing, it won't look exactly like this. I'll make it smoother, right? And you can show the customer that I'm gonna make it smoother. It's not going to be chiseled that hard, right? So select this and soften it just a little more. Oh, that's too much. Okay, just a little. There you go. 3 is too little. Let's try 5. 5 is okay. Ready? Now that's looking a lot better. And you can move the lighting how you want. Okay. See this? You go to bevel and emboss, and this is where you want the light to come from, right? You want the light to come from the right, or you want to come from the bottom, or you want to come from wherever you want, whichever angle you want. And I would recommend like something like this. Sorry, from top left to the bottom. All right. There you go. That looks cool. That's what it was before. I don't know why I changed it. And you can add colors how you want the shading to be. You want the shading on the right side to be red, or right, or you want the other side to be blue, right? So you can have 2 colors coming in. However you want. So I don't recommend that. A black, gray, metallic looks best. All right. Blue and gray looks nice also. All right. Leave everything else. You can try messing around, but make sure you remember what you did. You don't want to forget what you're doing, right? And stroke. This is important. Bevel I use only for this. Okay. Hard chisel. And the colors. And stroke is the outline. Now you could drop a shadow also. Let's drop a shadow. This is way too much, okay? So what we're going to do is the spread and the size is going to be small. The distance is going to be a little further, and the light is coming from the top left, right? And the distance a little more. There you go. There you go. Okay. Now it pops up. This looks very cool. This is what people like. Now we show the customer like this is what I recommend if you want to write your name, and the style and the drop shadow. This will look amazing when you do the tattoo. He'll be impressed and he'll be happy. Like it doesn't just look like a sticker. It looks amazing, impressive. All right, so now we have 1 copy. Let's just say he doesn't like it, but you don't want to delete it. First we press F, full screen, and now we're going to get the move tool right here. See that? We're going to move the layer up, and now we're going to move the layer down after we press Alt. You press Alt, and you drag it down, and we made a copy. There you go. Okay, so we keep one copy. If you look at the layers, there's two copies now. Which one's which? This is the bottom one, and this is the top one. Okay, so we leave the top one. We're gonna lock the layer just in case we don't move it by accident. So you select the layer and you lock it. Okay, so now this layer, we're going to clear the layer style. Right click, and we can copy the layer style, or we're going to clear it. So now it's going to be normal. Okay, and another style I like to show customers is like this. Watch this. Another style the customers will like. It looks better than a sticker. We're going to first give a stroke, a normal stroke of 5 pixels. And now we're going to gradient overlay. Select this, right? And we want 3 colors here. The outside we want black. If you click and drag this away, it'll disappear. Make it right here. And the inside we want white, which is going to be the skin. It's not going to be white, it's going to be the skin color. And now we're going to flip it, right? Because it's in the wrong direction. What you want to do is rotate it. You don't want the angle to be 180, you want it to be 90 degrees, okay? So there you go, 90 degrees. And now we select this again, and we're going to move it a little closer, right there, like that, and a little like that. When you tattoo like this, the shading is what makes the tattoo amazing. Okay, there you go. That looks amazing. I want it to be a little smoother. 1 second. There you go. And I'm going to make the stroke a little bigger. All right, it's a little too big, right? And now you can drop shadow, or just a little red outline will look amazing on the outside. And there you go. If you tattoo like this, this will look amazing on the customer. Now, you don't want to start tattooing and then tell the customer like, oh, it's going to end up looking like this. What you want to do is show them on Photoshop. Save this and send it to their email. Let's just say if they're not visiting you, they just want you to send some examples. You save it, right? What you want, you save 2 copies. You save 1 copy as Photoshop, right? Tutorial for Tattooist. This is what it's called. Replace it. And the next one you want to quick save as PNG. Save as export. Some Photoshops you can save as JPEG or some Photoshops you can save as JPEG or PNG, but nowadays the new Photoshop you just export as JPEG or quick export PNG. Okay, and you want to save it desktop, the tutorials right here. Okay, oh no, I saved it the wrong place, but it's okay, I know where it is. As long as you know where it is, you don't want to end up looking for it. All right, so this is what the client wants. And next thing you know, you print it out, and you want another want another copy of this, and over here what you can do is hide everything except color, except the stroke. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Hide no drop shadow, color overlay, make it white, and there you go. So when you print it, you have an outline, and then you have the example you want to show to the customer. And this is the basics for writing names or letterings. All right, now the customer is going to be happy because you have showed him an example of what it's going to look like. And on the skin, it looks even better than a print. All right, this is the basics, part 1. And if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up.